Hello friends, welcome to fourth session of online Python internship program. So in the previous session we understand how to design login page and how to design a dashboard and how to link from login page to dashboard with the help of URL. So in this session we will learn how to install MySQL server and how to write database connection and how to establish a connection from your user interface to database. So let me start with installing database server. So in this internship we are using MySQL server. So I will show how to install the MySQL server first. Let me show. Go to the portal. So in this portal, so you have an option called download software. Click on the download software. You can download the required software from this portal, from this link. Click on this download link. Download anyway. Okay, so we downloaded the software. Click on this folder. So copy this zip file to somewhere else. So copy somewhere else in your system. Extract the zip file. Right click. Extract here. Okay, so extraction is completed. So this is the folder project software. Double click on that folder. So this is what the software we need to install, MySQL Server 5.1. So how to install? Let me show. Double click on this software. So this is the one window it will show. So click on next. And it shows modify because in my system it is already installed. So don't worry, click on next and install. Do you want to allow this app to make changes on your system? Yes. So wizard completed. So software is not yet completely installed. So what we need to do is we need to go to start button. We need to go to start. Here we can find, so here we can find MySQL folder, MySQL. This is a folder. Click on that MySQL folder. So you have to click on this option, MySQL Server Instance Configuration Wizard. You have to select this option. So click on S. It will show this window. Here we need to click on next, 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 next. So this is what it is asking. Username, usually it will ask only the new root password, your username and password. So that's it. So right now in this case, in my case, it is asking current password, because in my system the software is already installed. So that is why it is asking like this. So I'll give root small letter. You have to give ROOT and ROOT and ROOT. In your case, it will ask only the root password and confirm. So it won't ask the current root password. And click on next, and remember you have to give the password as root, ROOT. Click on next. So click on execute. Click on execute. It does take some seconds to finish. Okay, anyway it is finished. And make sure that all the options are checked. So if anything went wrong, it means that it shows that shows the into mark. It means that something went wrong while installing the software. So it shows all the right mark. So you have installed the software successfully. Click on finish, and that's it. So this is how we need to install the MySQL server in your system. And after the server, we need to install the studio, MySQL Studio. This is what the studio we need to install. SQL YAG 607. How to install? Just double click on this software. Yes. Next. Accept. Next. Next. And install. And click on next. Finish. Wait for a second, it will show this window. So please click on continue and connect and before connect, it will ask you to enter the password, the same password you have to give while you are while installing the server root. So this is how the studio will look like. Here in my system I'm having a number of database. In your case, it shows only the root. It shows only the root at localhost. It won't show any database, because so anyway you have installed the first time, so that is why it won't show any other databases. So you not yet create on that time while when you install the software. So in my case it is already installed, that is why it is showing this number of databases. Okay, anyway our procedure means database installation procedure is completed. Let's move on to the next step. So what I need to do is, we need to already we have done the user interface, login page and dashboard. From the dashboard, what we need to do is we need to write a database connection, and we need to insert some data into a database. How to do that? How to do the database connectivity, and how to insert the data into a table through an user interface. I'll show step by step. Let me show. What I'll do is, after installing database server, what we need to do is, the next step we need to do is, we need to install the MySQL connector. How to install the MySQL connector? Go to your command prompt, cmd This is the next step you have to do after installing the database. So to install MySQL connector, this is the command we need to give: python -m pip install mysql connector python. Okay, python -m pip install mysql connector python. This is what the command we need to give to install mysql connector. And remember, after installing the MySQL server, we have to give this command. So and press enter. Okay, so it is showing that the requirement is already satisfied. That means that in my system, so the MySQL connector is already installed. That is why it is showing like this. In your case, it will take some seconds and it will download all the required packages from the internet, and it will show the MySQL connector installation successful. Okay, after this step, what we need to do is we need to test the connection, whether our database connection is working properly or not. How to test the connection? Let me show. So take a notepad and type a program. Okay, take notepad and type the command import mysql dot connector. Enter mydb dot is equal to mydb mysql dot connector dot connect. Open bracket and to close the bracket. Within that bracket, so we need to provide some information like host should always be localhost, and user, the username, the same name we have to give while installing the server. The username that we have given is root. The same name we have to give here also. Password also root we have given, and the database. After this, what we need to do is we have to take MySQL cursor. My cursor, go to mydb dot cursor. So here my cursor dot execute and write the query to create the database. So to create database, we need to write create database key. I'll give online demo. This is what the database I need to create. Okay, and that's it. And save this file. Somewhere else in your computer. I'll save on desktop. Okay, I'll select desktop and I'll give the file name as testdb.py and select type as all type and save this file and minimize this window and go to your desktop. So this is what the file that we have created right now. So right click on your file, just select and right click on your file. So edit with IDE. Okay, this is what the program that we written right now, and go to run option, go to run module. Okay, it is showing some error. Positioning argument follows keyword argument. Okay, I did some mistake here. I need to give is equal to, okay, and save the file, and again you should run the file, run module. Okay, again it is showing some error. Just see what the error it is showing, unknown character set. So here we need to provide one more parameter. So char set is equal to within double quote UTF-8. So it should be in a user readable format, and save the content, go to run module and run module. Okay, so there is no error. That means that so our program is executed successfully. Go to your database and check it out. So whether our database is created or not. So go to the studio. So this is what the studio that we have installed, and right click on your root at localhost, right click and refresh object browser, and check it out. Your database is created or what. So what is the database name that we have given? Database name is online demo. Let me check. Online demo. Yes, so it is created here. You can see online demo. So this is what the database that we have created through the sample program. So anyway, our connection is working perfectly. So let's move on to the next step. After testing this program, after testing the connection, so the next step is we need to write the database connectivity. We need to insert the data from our user interface to a database. How to write those things and how to insert the data from our user interface into a database. Let me show step by step. Okay, let's move on to our project previously that we have created. So previously we have created the project, the folder directory where I have created in C directory tech project, in tech project, my project, in my project, demo project. So this is what the application that we have created earlier. So and in template, this is what the dashboard. To run this application, what we need to do is we need to start the server. We already know that how to start the server. Go to command prompt, cmd. Then what we need to do is, so we have to check it out where exactly our directory is. So our directory is in C drive. So we need to change the directory. Go to C. Let me change the directory, C drive. In C drive, so my directory name is tech project. So in tech project, one more directory name is my project. In my project, demo project. Okay, let me start the server. To start the server, what the command we need to give? Python manage.py run server. So this is what the command we need to give to start the Django server. It does take some seconds to start server. Okay, server is up and running successfully. It is showing the IP address. Go to the browser. So here where we can type localhost colon 8000/my app. So, and press enter. And login page. Click on login. Click on login. So this is what the dashboard that we have designed earlier. Okay, now what we need to do is in this session. So if I click on this button, it should go to some other page where it should show the registration details. So how to design that page? Let me design first the registration page, and then I'll show you how to write a database connection and how to insert the data from your user interface to a database. So let me design registration form first. Okay, what I'll do is I'll take a notepad. I'll take notepad first. Let me design a sample registration form. So start with HTML body. Okay, I'll go to the same folder, template folder. I'll edit home. I'll copy something from this page. I'll copy these things, marq and as well as the BR tag. I'll copy these things and I'll paste it here in my new page. Okay, and after that I need to create a registration form. A registration form usually contains name, address, contact number and other details, or some of the details. You can put any number of details you want. I'll put some few details. Let me put let me take table first. Table td, sorry, not td, tr and td. Here I'll take name, td. I'll take text box, text, and name is equal to name, td, and close tr. One row is completed. I'll copy the same thing, I'll paste it here. Name is over. I'll take registration number, so reg. I'll paste it one more time, and address, you can take address or contact. You can type is not text, you can take number, name, contact, and you can take one more. I'll take one more. I'll take email. I'll take email. So these are the fields that registration form contains. Let me close table tag, table. Let me close body and HTML, and that's it. So let me give the body color the same color we will follow. What's the color that we have in previous slides, previous page? BG color, go to sky blue. Okay, and that's it. So let me save this file, and remember we have to save this file within the template folder itself, and give some different name. Registration, I'll go with registration. Registration.html, and save type as all type. And once again I'll tell you, we should save this file within the templates folder itself. Okay, save. Okay, fine. And let's go back to the same page, dashboard. If we click on this page, if we click on this link, new registration student, it should show that registration form. How to do that? How to link the URL? How to link the URL? If I click on this button, it should show the registration form. So in the same way that what we did in the previous session. So let me show once again. Go to the folder, template, in template, not in template, in my app. In my app, what the changes that we need to do is, first we need to edit the details in urls .py. We need to edit. Right click on this urls.py file. Okay, here we need to mention the path. Okay, and just once again, before mention the path, we need to provide the link here. Where exactly we have to provide the link? In dashboard. Go to dashboard. First of all, my app. For my app, in templates. So in dashboard, we need to right click on dashboard, open with notepad. Here we need to provide some link, then only it will link that page to some other page with the help of URL. So how to provide the link? So we already know that we need to use a anchor tag, a href is equal to open bracket and percentage URL. I'll go with reg. I'll give some name and percentage close, bracket close, double quotes, and finish the things. Close this, and here we need to close anchor tag. So before td. Okay, this is how we need to provide the URL. Means a link. A href is equal to open bracket percentage URL register. This is the name that I'll give to refer to the URL. Okay, after this what we need to do is we need to copy this name, go to the urls file, go to urls file to the same, in the same directory, in my app, edit urls.py file. So here we need to provide the path path. So copy the name which we have copied. So we use dot register, and the name is also register. So this is how we need to provide the path and save the content, and this one is finished. After that, what we need to do is we need to go to applications, my app, right click on views. So right click on views, we have to create a function here. Which function? def register. This is what the function we need to create, request. And so if I click on that button, where exactly the control should go to. So this function will decide where exactly the control will go to. Okay, return render request, comma. So where exactly we should send that controller to? We need to send that controller to registration.html page. Is it? Go and check it out, the template folder. So template registration, exactly, registration.html page. So this is where the controller should go to. registration.html, close and finish it, save the content. Okay, and that's it. So, and check it out, your server is showing any error or working perfectly. Yes, it is working perfectly, it is not showing any error. And go to your browser, just refresh the things and click on new register. Yes, it is working perfectly, it is showing the registration form. So this is how we need to link from our dashboard to the specific page with the help of URL. Okay, after this let me show how to insert these data from our user interface, means registration page, to a particular database, particular table. So let me show how to write the database connection. Okay, new register. What I'll do is I'll align the content, go to dashboard. I'll give you some fixed length for these buttons. 1 second, input. Okay, registration, style, width to 200 px. Go save and go and refresh. Yeah, it's look good right now. Apply the same thing to all remaining buttons. Okay, and make it center of the page. Center. Okay. Okay, now it looks good. And if we click on this page, it is going, the control will go to the registration.html page. Now it is working perfectly. Okay, let me continue. Let me show how to write database connection. Okay, go to registration form. Let me put some heading here. Okay, center. Okay, H3. Close the center tag here. Centered. Save this content and go and refresh. So now it is looking good. After this, along with these input box, we need a submit button too. So let me take a submit button, tr td input type is equal to submit and value is equal to submit. And let me close td tag, td and tr. Okay, finished. And that's it. So this is how we need to create registration form, and we come to know that how to link from our dashboard to registration form. Okay, let me continue. After this, what we need to do is we need to write a database connection to insert the data. How to write the database connection? And before that, we need a form tag here. Form tag form action register details. I'll give action name as register details and method is equal to post. So we need a form tag to send any details to Python file. So this is what our HTML page. If I want to store data into a database, we need to receive on this request from our user interface, means a registration form, to a Python file. In Python file, we can write a database connection and we can insert. We can do all those things in Python file itself. That is why we need to take all this data from our user interface to Python file. To send all this data from our user interface to Python file, we need form tag. So form, let me close this form tag after table. Okay, registration details, this is the method name. So again, we need to follow the same procedure that what we did for the previous page. We need to mention the URL, means path. We need to create a method where we need to write all the database connection activities. Okay, let me create, go to the URLs file, go to URLs files, go to your directory. You can go to the directory, my app, and URLs, right click, edit. You have to mention the path here, path. The name we have to give, this is the same name we have to give here also. Okay, reg details, close, views dot reg details comma name is equal to the register details. Okay, finished, and save this file. Go to view file. Here we need to create one more function, def registration. Okay, registration request colon. Here what we need to do is we need to receive the request which is coming from registration page. So what are all the requests? That is request coming from registration page, name, registration number, contact email. These are the parameter coming from registration page to this method, registration method. In view, so in registration register details, it will we should receive all these requests here in this method. How to receive the request? So okay, let me show, just a second. Okay, let me continue here. What we need to do is, so we need to write the database connection. So how to write the database connection? Go to your sample file that we have created earlier to test the database connection. Okay, this is what the database connection string. We have to copy all these things. You have to copy all these things. So and paste it here in this file, views.py file. Copy the same thing and check it out. So everything is correct. Okay, localhost root and UTF-8. And one more thing, you have to mention the database name. So here we have to mention the database name. Database is equal to my, so which one we have created earlier? Earlier we have created the database name called online demo. This is what the database that we have created earlier. The same name you have to give here, online demo. Okay, online demo. Okay, finish. And after this, what we need to do is we need to receive the request. Okay, here I will put the condition if request dot method is equal to post. What I will post. So post. Yes, we are sending post request. That is why we are checking whether the incoming request is post or not. So after this, what we need to do is, so we are receiving 4 requests. One is username and registration number, contact and email. To receive and to store all those values, we need 4 variables. So let me take variable. First variable, take your name. Any name you can take. So I'll take request dot post dot get off. So we have to mention the name. Be careful while mentioning the name, while giving the name. The same name we have to give. So whatever the name that we have taken in input text box, the name is equal to name. The same name we have to give here in view file also. So don't change the names. So if you change the name, so it will send the null value. Okay. So username is over, and another one is registration number. Request dot post dot get name that we have taken reg. Okay, go to view and paste it, save. In the same way we have to do for remaining two parameters. One is contact, contact, copy and paste it here, and the last parameter is email. Let me check. Yeah, email, and that's it. So after receiving all these parameters, what we need to do is we need to take database connection string. It means that connection object, the connection object name is mydb. So mydb, let me take my db connection object. My cursor is equal to mydb.cursor. Okay, then after this we need to write the query SQL. I'll take, it's a variable, so we are doing insert operation, that is why I'll take insert into customers, or you can take student first name, comma, second parameter is registration number, contact, email, values of percentage is, we need to pass the parameter, so we need to pass 4 parameter. Okay, and value we need to pass val value is equal to we need to pass, what we need to pass is uname, reg number, contact and email. These are the parameter, means values we need to pass. And after that we need to execute my cursor dot execute, we need to pass SQL and the value. So this is what we need to pass, and after that we need to commit. Commit command to basically we need to use to save the data into a table permanently, so that's why we need to use mydb.commit. Okay, and that's it. So our database connection is finished. These are the things we need to write. We need to import the MySQL connector. After we need to write this connection string, my DB MySQL connection, the same way that what we did for previous program to test to create the database, and I copied the same thing to this view file. And after that, so we are just checking whether the incoming request is post or get. So, and after that we need to receive 4 parameter. That is why I have taken 4 parameter here: username, registration number, contact, email. And to receive the request, we need to use this method, request and post.get. The same name we have to give the name which we have using in registration input box. Okay, after that we have to use the cursor, MySQL cursor object we need to use, and after that we need to write the SQL query, and we need to pass values, and we need to call this method to MySQL.execute. We need to pass SQL and as well as the values. Finally, we need to call this method to save the data into a database, into a table permanently. And just a second, here we have created a database, called online demo, but we have not created the table named student. So right now we are doing insert operation here. Anyway, we having online demo database, but in that database we are not created student table yet. So first, before executing this program, before running this program or application, we need to create the table here in our database first. Okay, let me open the studio. So this is what our database that we have created earlier. So right click on your database and create a table. This is an option we'll get to create the table inside the database. Okay, right click on your database, create database. How many fields that we have 4 fields, 4 parameter we are passing. So what are all the parameters? So let me check. Go to the program. So name, registration number, contact, email. The same name you have to give, name, registration number, contact, and email. And don't do the spelling mistake. So name, and character type means data type is varchar. You can take. I'll put length is 50, and another one is registration number. The same way you have to give varchar 50, and contact. You can take varchar 10, and email varchar 50. So only 4 fields we need, and let me create the table. What the table name we have to give? Here we take a student. So copy the student table name and go to your studio and paste it here. Okay, click OK. So table is created successfully. Click OK. Do you want more table? Right now we don't want. No. So right now in our database we have online demo database. In our database we have student table. Right click on your student table and go to view. So these are the 4 columns that we have in our table: name, registration number, contact, email. And remember, the column name should match with these 4 parameter, and don't do any spelling mistake. So this is what the steps we need to follow, and after these steps we need to execute this program. And before that, after inserting the data, we need to render the controller from the current page to some other page. It means that I'll use the same line of text. I'll paste it here. After insertion, okay, the control should go to the same registration page itself and save the content. So let me run this project. Before running, go to your command prompt and check it out. So whether server is sending any error. No, it is not throwing any error. So anyway, so whatever we did is perfectly right. And go to your application, just remove the registration and let it only localhost :8000 and my app, and press enter. Right now we are in login page, so click on login page, and we are in dashboard. Click on new student registration. So right now we are in registration, register new student page. So let me give some data here. Ravi, registration number is, I'll give 50147, and contact number, whatever you want you can give, and email address ravi@gmail.com, and click on submit button. Okay, it is throwing some error. What is the error? Is Django CSRF token. It means that we need to mention the CSRF token before sending any request. Okay, go to your page where we have created registration form. Here we need to mention within the form tag itself, we need to take what? Percentage CSRF underscore token, and close percentage, save the content, and go to your page again. Go back, and so refresh your page. Give the content Ravi, registration number, contact, and email ID, and press submit. Okay, again it is throwing some error. What is the error? And not all parameters were used in SQL statement. This is what the error cursor.py. Let me check what the mistake that I did in SQL. It means that query. Okay, go to the database, view.views. So insert into student. Okay, so here I did the mistake. I miss. Yes, okay, this is what the mistake that I did. I mentioned only the percentage, not as. Okay, save the content and go to your browser refresh the content and give the parameter again. Ravi, registration number, contact and email. Okay, submit. Yes, it is working perfectly. The data is inserted and again it is come back to the same page where we have given the parameter, the registration page. Let me go back to my database and let me check whether data is inserted or what. So go to database studio. This is what our database, and this is what the table that we have created right now. And let me check whether the data is inserted or what. Just click on refresh. Yes, our data is inserted into our newly created table. And that's it. This is how we need to create a database connection, and this is how we need to execute insert operation with the help of database connection. And that's it for this session. Thank you so much.